Hi, this is Lisa.
And I'm Morgan.
And this is Professionals in Paradise. And we're catching up from last week. So today's episode will be a combined recap of episodes 9 and 10, the 10 being the finale, which we just sunk our teeth into. So yeah, we're gonna get to it.
We're gonna just jump right in. Oh my goodness, yeah. A lot happened in that final episode, so we're gonna
seriously, yeah,
we're gonna be anxious to get there.
There were times that we kept having to like pause and go back because we're like, wait, what? They just threw a lot at us, and I think especially because it was such a different setup, and there were different rules, and it was a lot of information to take in.
Yeah, well, in every rose ceremony elimination has been a little bit different.
Yeah.
And so then, the end was also like, wait, what? So it's just like, okay, all right.
They're definitely trying new things.
Trying out new things, seeing what sticks.
Throwing a lot at the wall and seeing what sticks. So we'll tell them what stuck.
Yeah, exactly.
But going back to last week, so where should we start with last week's episode?
Yeah, so I think one of the first things in that episode that stood out was they were having a little girl chat. Mm-hmm. Hannah took some of the ladies aside to check in.
One of the 3 times Hannah Brown's been on screen.
Dear Lord, yeah, that was. She wasn't in the finale at all. It's been so weird.
Confusing.
Yeah, it's like
what is her role here?
If she's here, let's have her be here. And otherwise, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's like one foot is in the. Yeah, I'm not sure. She's like half featured.
Right. No, completely. But yeah, we got to see her a bit in this girl chat, and it was good to see her. But it was interesting because they were checking in with a lot of the ladies, Kat, Jess, Bailey, Alex. I think Kathy was there too. Mm-hmm. But they were, sort of bringing up, is engagement, is that on the table for your relationship? Which to me felt a little bit out of left field. That's been something I've been wondering sort of the whole season, because it hasn't been talked about much.
Not really, no.
It's is that still something that the couples are being considering? Is that something where they're going to be providing them with rings if they're interested? It just doesn't seem like it's really been featured at all of that's still part of Paradise. Right,
which is such a stark contrast to the kind of main seasons of Bachelor and Bachelorette, where it's all about the engagement and it's all about the proposal and it's, can I get there? Can we get there in time? And there's this big emphasis on it.
Right.
And I kind of don't mind them moving away from it. I know it kind of makes the stakes not feel as high, but I think it's probably healthier to not need that to be the end goal. So I'm fine with them doing that. It was just a little bit confusing as to what the end goal was. Is the end goal just to leave in a relationship or what? And then they were talking about this possible pot of money. So it was just sort of unclear. But yeah. So then when Hannah was asking about the engagement, I was like, are we still doing that?
Is that a thing?
Is that still a thing? So
yeah. So
it seems like most of them are not really there.
No, definitely not. I mean, Kat was a definitive no.
Yeah, for sure.
Understandable, because she's gotten engaged here before, and I could see that being tough of not wanting to do that again since it didn't work out the first time.
Definitely.
Jess also talks about, feeling really secure in her relationship, but not sure if would be ready for something as serious as an engagement. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but then I think we see everyone is gathering for a fancy dinner. Wasn't really sure what this was about. It looked like they were going to a wedding reception dinner. Setup.
That's exactly what it looked like, and the cinematography looks like it too.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like there were a lot of flies and bugs, and
Yes.
Kat was like freaking out, and
Yes.
everyone was just kind of ignoring that.
Nobody else seemed to have, the fly issue that Kat was having.
It makes me wonder, like, are the producers out here, like, spraying some kind of sweet, like, something that attracts bugs to Kat? Because I wouldn't put it past them, I don't think. And
Right.
especially because she really acts up when the bugs come around. So, like, I wouldn't put it past the producers.
No, I know. I feel like that happens in, like, I don't know if it is this movie, but I'm, like, picturing a movie where, somebody has something, like, that's attracting bugs to them. I was like, did something like that happen in The Parent Trap? Or, I know there's, like, the lizard in the water bottle.
Yeah,
but,
with
like,
Meredith.
Yes.
Okay, also, side note, reality TV side note here. I was just looking at the lineup for Dancing with the Stars, and I think Meredith from
That
The Parent
actress?
I think that actress is one of the contestants.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Well,
Yeah.
and I've seen
Meredith Blake.
I've seen comparisons on Instagram between Kat and Meredith Blake, like that they give similar energy. And
Okay.
I could totally see that for Kat. Like,
I could see that.
Like, oh, I'm gonna get rid of you and send you off to boarding school.
Right.
Like,
Totally.
I don't know if she would really do that, but she gives that kind of energy of
The
like,
high maintenance energy.
Yes.
I mean, Bailey a little bit does too,
Yeah.
because Bailey's very much like, I'm not, like, for this next challenge.
Yeah,
like, I
let's
don't
get into that.
I don't want to be camping. I want to go to the Ritz, which is fair, Bailey. I hear you. I think I was more of like a camping type in my 20s, but now in my 30s, your girl needs air conditioning. She just does. And she also has back pain. So like sleeping on the ground.
No.
I don't know. I'm going to prefer the hotel these days, to be honest. So I feel you, Bailey. And it doesn't mean you're, too much. Just means you enjoy the finer things in life. But yes, getting to the relationship test that they didn't know was a relationship test.
Yeah.
They thought they were just having like a fun overnight.
Well, and Jesse, he misled them. He
yeah.
introduced it as glamping. That was not a glamping setup by any.
Oh, he definitely missed on purpose. Yeah.
I was like, if you're, don't call it glamping unless they have like just like a pretty bed covered by like a whimsical tent with like, fairy lights. It's like, no, this is.
No, they literally shoveled like animal manure.
They threw, horse poop into the field with them. And I don't know. This
just to make it like extra gross and
extra wild.
Oh, you know why they did that? To attract flies. More flies for Kat.
To bother Kat.
Yeah, that's why they did it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so this was interesting. Yeah, like they didn't understand. They were not informed about like the nature of the challenge.
Literally the nature of it.
Yeah. And so someone was watching them, a relationship, like therapist.
Yeah.
Relationship expert.
I don't know how I felt about that. I found it strange because any relationship therapist, or counselor worth their salt is going to want to know a lot of background information about you, is going to want to know the context, how long this couple has been together, what were their past relationships like, what are their relationships with their family members like, a lot more details than this person presumably has, who's just kind of, clicking into a snapshot of their life presumably without any other context about these people or their relationships. So I don't know how someone would be able to meaningfully weigh in on the dynamic there.
Right.
In a vacuum,
Right.
without all that context. So I kind of thought it was a little bit gimmicky.
Oh, completely. Yeah, I mean, like you're saying, it's like any therapist that has like, anybody that's, like true to their like profession and like they wouldn't be giving opinions. Like I think they would qualify it a lot more.
Yes.
Of like, all I saw was this like interaction and it makes
Right.
me wonder this, but I really wouldn't be able to say
Exactly.
without a lot more background information.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
and maybe she did. Like for all we know, maybe she said that, and that part just isn't fun TV. So they're only gonna edit, the interesting stuff for whatever is most interesting for television. So she totally could have given those disclaimers, and we just won't know.
Right. No, definitely.
But either way, they go out onto this poopy field in, the middle of the Costa Rican jungle or whatever. And there's lots of bugs, lots of poop. It seems unpleasant. It's probably super hot and humid.
Very hot. They're all super sweaty. They've been given at least one of their 2 chairs per couple. One of those chairs is broken.
Yeah.
So they're, struggling to figure out, like, how are we going to get comfortable? How are we going to navigate this? Most of them do fine.
Yeah, most of them do fine.
You see Alex and Andrew giggling the night away, as they do.
Yeah, they had a really playful kind of energy about them, and they were just trying to set up the tent and failing and laughing, and so I think they just seem to have such natural fun when they're together. So it seems like it's just easy for them to have a good time no matter what they're doing.
And on the complete opposite end, Kat and Dale, Kat is, she's just having a meltdown.
They're really like trying to set her off.
I know.
They're really trying to trigger her.
Yeah, I think they know that she can be she
can unravel.
Unravel. She's prone to having a panic attack. So it does feel a little
predatory.
A little bit vicious.
A little manipulative.
So, but they navigate it. Dale stays pretty calm.
He does. He stays super calm and collected.
He takes care of her.
He does. He just says, I want you to take care of yourself. Just do what you need to do. Breathe, sit, try and make yourself physically comfortable. So, I was pretty impressed by him in this moment, actually. So, good job. Good job, Dale.
Yeah. And so, after this challenge, the monkeys start screaming, and they bring them inside, and then it's not until the next day that they realize they were being watched by this relationship counselor, and they run through all the different couples, and she weighs in a little bit. Some of the things she said seemed on point, and then others I was like, what? But again, she had little information. But even just based on what she was watching, with Alex and Andrew, she made some comment about them, I don't know, maybe being too goofy with each other, that she didn't really see chemistry between them.
Yeah, she seemed to distinguish between chemistry, kind of physical, romantic, physical attraction, romantic, or kind of sexual energy. That was sort of in one category, and then in the other, she named the other category compatibility, which is just you two get along, you have fun together, sort of more that friendship, exactly. So she said that for Alex and Andrew, she saw a lot of compatibility but not a lot of chemistry, and she said the opposite for Bailey and Jeremy.
Right,
and she said Bailey and Jeremy,
chemistry,
but not the compatibility.
Right, based largely on their interests and
preferences,
what they like to do for fun.
Just kind of lifestyle.
Right, lifestyle.
Bailey being the more glam, let's go to fancy hotels, and Jeremy wanting to go to Machu Picchu and camp out or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
And they seemed to take it in stride when they got that feedback. They're like, sure, whatever. We're different. We're different, and that's fine.
Yeah. I don't think they necessarily have to be completely on the same page about all that stuff.
Yeah.
Granted, I think it is nice to have, similarities with your partner, but it doesn't have to be across the board.
Yeah.
Travel, though, I feel can be one where it's nice if you guys like to do similar things in your free time and vacation time, especially. But I don't know. They don't strike me as how outdoorsy is Jeremy? I don't know. He said he was, but
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I can also picture him really, like, enjoying, like, a lavish vacation.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
I don't know.
mean, things I know about Jeremy are clubbing.
Yeah.
And I think probably going to the gym.
Right.
So those are both indoor activities.
Yeah. Yeah. And then with Alex and Andrew again, I feel like they have a lot of physical chemistry. So I think she was maybe, like, seeing their kind of playful awkwardness, which I actually heard Alex talking on a podcast, and I was like, oh, she mentioned something of French is her first language. English is not her first language.
Oh, really?
And she was talking about it on this podcast because, like, obviously it's coming up a lot in this season how she's, like, awkward and, like, you know, can be a little weird. And she said sometimes with humor especially, it might take her a little bit longer to pick up on something in a joke because English is not her first language.
I did not realize that.
And so that's where she feels like some of her laughing and awkwardness comes from.
Okay.
And I don't know. So I was like, oh, I wonder if that is some of what's like everybody's picking up on, like, what's going on with her. But I just think she's, like, adorable and funny and cute and wouldn't bother me even if it was just, like, her personality. Yeah. But I was like, oh, that's another layer to it.
That's so interesting. I did not know that. Obviously, I knew that she is fluent in French, but I didn't realize it was her first language. So she must be from French Canada. I'm guessing.
So. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Because I guess I just assumed her first language was English because she seems like such a natural English speaker.
Totally.
Her accent is perfect.
Yeah.
So she didn't strike me as ESL, but yeah, sounds like she's totally fluent in both. But that's an interesting point.
Yeah. You know, of course, the relationship expert sees Kathy and Keith. They're just, you know, BFFs. Yeah. Good friends.
Yeah, no one's doubted that.
They have some sweet moments, though. I remember during this camping, he's like telling her that she's just beautiful, and she says something about how sweet he is. She's like, you're a really good man. You're a really, really good man. So you can tell they genuinely have a lot of, like, love and respect and admiration for each other. Yeah. Even if there's not that romantic connection. Right. I think it's really beautiful what they do have. Totally. Yeah, very sweet.
Yeah. And then not too long after that, I know Andrew and Alex confess their love for each other, right?
Yeah, they
Which was a big moment. I have to say that was not on my Paradise bingo card. At least on Alex's part, because I felt, especially in the early weeks of this show, that Alex was having a bit of a hard time kind of being vulnerable and opening up and, kind of using that awkward humor of hers to sort of deflect and kind of put up a wall between herself and, you know, whoever she was dating that week or whatever. So I really did not think Alex was going to be emotionally available enough to be able to say she loves someone and kind of feel those feelings. So it seems like she's grown leaps and bounds with Andrew.
Yeah. No, I like the two of them.
And
yeah, it was just sweet to see them both opening up, and sweet too that I think Alex shared something, like she told him that, like, she got vulnerable about, like, how people, I think, like, when she was growing up, like, and just in other, like, relationships, she just hasn't, like, really felt a lot of love, and so it, like, sounded like it was hard for her to express, and so she, like, was about to, like, express her feelings, but Andrew, like, jumped in too to just, like, make it a little bit easier for her and express his feelings first. Right. And that was just really sweet. Like, he wanted to make sure she didn't have to, like,
say it
go
first.
too far out on a limb. Like, he knew that, like, it was hard for her to do this, and he wanted to, like, reassure her that he was in that same spot with her.
To kind of give her that soft landing.
Yeah.
Of like, okay, I know this is tough for you, so I'm going to swoop in and catch you, and, you know, I'm going to say it, because you could see her kind of struggling in the moment to find the words. And I think I even recall her saying, like, I didn't want to have to say this first, and he's like, okay, so I'll say it. Like, he just jumps in, because he seems to intuitively know what she needs, and that speaks to how well he's gotten to know her already.
Right.
And that he's willing to, you know, do those kinds of things for his partner. So I think that really showed a lot about him too.
Totally. Yeah, so cute. Oh, and before that too, we should just note that you know, camping challenge, the therapist ended up naming Kat and Dale the winners.
Oh, that's right, because of the way they navigated the stress of the night and the challenges.
Right, that they were able to kind of overcome the obstacles that it presented. And she identified something in Dale of, like, feeling like, you know, he has a bit of a hero's complex, and that that might be something, you know, it can work out, like, in situations where he's able to, like, be the hero, but that's not always going to be the case, and that can sort of be the shadow or, like, downfall of having that, like, need to be the hero. And I thought it was kind of cool, and like, you know, Dale was able, he agreed. He's like, yeah, that is something that I have. Like, it can, you know, have its good sides, but also has its more difficult sides. So,
and I think we kind of see that come into play actually in the next episode, but we'll talk about that later.
Totally. We also see Jess and Spencer having some deeper conversations about, you know, Spencer feels like he's ready to be in the same city, maybe ready to move in together.
Yeah, he seems very serious.
He's very serious. He's talking about a lot of his friends have kids, that he's sort of got a timeline in the next couple years. That's where he would like to be. Jess is a little bit younger than him. I think I want to say she's 26 and I think he's 32. So they're not too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, they're fine and a fine age to be dating, but they definitely are in a little bit of different chapters in terms of, I would guess, you don't know for sure, but I would guess that very few, if any, of Jess's friends are having kids right now, whereas I'm sure it depends. Depends where you live.
I was going to say, depends where she lives. If she's, I think she's Southern.
Yeah, so there could be more of that.
And there's, I mean, definitely women in the South tend to start families a little bit sooner than women in, you know, bigger cities on the coasts and stuff like that. So, but then he's in Texas, right?
Yeah. He's in Texas, and I don't know, at 32, like, you could have kids later on as well, but it's like, okay, he's in that chapter. Sounds like a lot of his friends are starting to have kids, and she's sort of thinking like, I think when I'm 30, so she is her timeline's a little bit slower. So it's good they're having those conversations.
It is. It's reassuring when you see a couple actually thinking through, like, the logistics of what does life look like outside of the context of paradise.
Right.
Because it's easy to be all lovey-dovey when everything's perfect and you're on a tropical beach and there's no real life problems, but they're actually talking about the real life logistics. So you can tell that they're serious.
Exactly. Yeah. We're hearing more from Keith, that he misses his daughters. They usually go on a big camping trip in the summer. So this is all making him think about them and wanting to go home. So, of course, this is so funny. Kathy swoops in and starts telling the girls, go talk to Keith, go convince him to stay.
Yeah, because Kathy wants her shot at this money for sure. I like how, the way she always frames it is, well, I want to stay so I can be there for the younger ones.
For all of you. I want to be like your mom.
Yeah, which, I mean, that may be true also, because she is a sweetheart, but she has said to the camera many times, like, well, this is a huge amount of money, and hey, if I can go for it, I'm here, I'm going to go for it.
Why not?
So then some of the younger girls, they agree to talk to Keith, and they're really like trying to convince him to stay. And again, here I wonder, is it because they genuinely just want him around, they want his sage advice, or do they just want the less threatening couple to remain rather than let's see, who was it at that point?
Leia and Jonathan.
Leia and Jonathan, which I don't know how much of a threat they are anyway, but they have won a competition.
Right, they have, so.
Probably a bigger threat than Kath and Keith would be. Mm-hmm, so who knows what their real reasons for asking Keith to stay are. Maybe it was a little bit of both. Sure. But they're saying, please stick around.
The game. I know they did say some sweet things to him, which I do think that there is, truth to it and that they mean what they're saying, but there also might be strategy behind it.
Definitely.
But I think, I want to say it was Alex was like telling Keith, like it's just like so nice, and I value what you think. And so when I heard you talking about how you think Andrew is a really good man, like that was just kind of another check mark for me to see someone like of your generation, of like my parents' generation, like giving approval to this man that I'm dating. Like, and I could totally see that being like a validating force if you're here with all these, all these young people, and it's like, oh yeah, you value like how your peers and friends feel about your partner, of just like, okay, like, yeah, he gets along with other people, like, oh, it's fun to see like him in a friend setting. But to see someone of another generation also like give that validation is it helps give them more perspective. Yeah,
it's like their paradise parent. Like it's like a work wife, but a paradise parent.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Kathy and Keith. Everybody's paradise mom and dad. Cute. So okay, so we're getting
down to the vote.
Yeah, down to the vote.
Well, on the tablet. Which is an electronic device, not a stone tablet, as I originally envisioned.
We both did. Oh my gosh. And so, yeah, they're all doing their vote. We get down to the rose ceremony, and then we find out that it's a tie vote.
Yeah, Jesse reveals it's a tie.
Split down the middle between Keith and Kathy. And then Jonathan and Leia, right?
Yeah.
And so because Kat and Dale had won the challenge that week.
Right. And because it was the men's turn for, to make the...
hand out roses.
Right, to hand out the roses. That means that Dale is the individual who gets to decide.
Deciding vote. And of course...
And we know how he feels here.
Yes. Tell us, how does he feel, Lisa?
Well, he pretty much makes no bones about it, and he says it's not personal, but he has to vote out Jonathan and therefore Leia, because they're the more threatening couple in terms of the strategy. Yeah. In terms of the gameplay.
We do get to see some like flashbacks too of Jonathan swooping in here and there, trying to talk on Kat, trying to tell Kat about some like shady stuff Dale's saying.
That's so true.
And so Dale's kind of like, yeah, I mean, if I have the choice, I'm gonna vote off the guy who has been trying to like
get with his girl.
Get my girl.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I would have done the same thing if I were Dale.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Jonathan was just trying to work his way through all the girls, just trying to get what he could get, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Bye, Jonathan.
Bye, Jonathan.
Bye, Leia.
And also, it's like they didn't have a romantic connection, There. I mean, maybe Leia had feelings for Jonathan at some point, but they were very clearly not reciprocated, despite him trying to leave some gray area. Like, well, maybe my feelings were changed. Shut up. No. They're not going to change. Stop trying to lead people on.
Right.
You're eliminated. Goodbye.
Yes. So, we're not, and then there were 5. We're down to 5 couples.
Then there were 5, 4 with romantic connections, 1 golden platonic connection.
Yes. So we're going into now day 19, and immediately we are introduced to another challenge. It's like a backstabbing challenge.
Right.
And yeah, what did you think of this one, Lisa?
I thought this was almost like designed on purpose for Bailey.
Yeah.
I felt like they designed this to open some of the contestants' eyes as to what everybody else thinks about their partner, because some couples, both partners are clearly equally well liked. Like if you look at Jess and Spencer, it's like they're so well liked. There's been very little drama surrounding them. Yeah, I think most people find them agreeable and friendly, and they have lots of supporters. Then you have a couple like Jeremy and Bailey. I think Bailey is very well liked on the beach.
Totally.
Has lots of friends. And then Jeremy has gotten into it with with a few people.
Yeah.
So
it also seems like liked for the most part. I mean, there were all those people that like were just like giving him the benefit of the doubt.
That's true.
With the secret and everything. But so it's like I feel like he's like liked and people like to be his friend, but when it comes down to it, like people's true like deepest thoughts about like, well, maybe I'm your friend, but I don't know if I'd want to be your partner.
Right.
I don't know. Like, there's a difference.
And also the way he navigated that situation with the secret from Bailey and the phone call to Susie and all of that. I think that probably did sow some doubt in people's minds as to his true intentions and whether he's here for the right reasons and whether he's still holding a torch for Susie, even though he's denying it and saying he's with Bailey. So I think people are suspicious, you know?
Oh, and it becomes clear in this game because he is the one with the most knives in his back for like very specific types of statements.
Exactly.
Most likely to be talking to his ex.
Yeah.
Most likely to be motivated by the money.
Right.
Most likely to cheat.
Did he get that one too?
Yeah, all of those
so
went to Jeremy.
Yeah, so that's a pretty rough look. And if I were Bailey, that would make me really nervous.
I know, but gosh, Bailey, she's just like blinded by her feelings for him.
She really is.
Because instead of like, kind of like being like, like, why does everybody...
What do they know that I don't?
Right. Why does everyone feel this way? Instead, she almost feels offended. Like people are speaking badly about her. It's like they're not speaking badly about you unless you continue to. I don't know.
She's already started to merge her identity with his, so she sees them as one. Yeah. And so if you're talking bad about him, then you're talking bad about her. And that also reminds me of a prior week when she says something about wanting to vote as a block with him in unison. And yeah, she basically said like, well, I want to vote with him like as a team. So like however he wants to vote, like that's how I'll vote because we should be the same. So she really has this urge to kind of be one with him.
Right. Which, and I could get on board with being like, hey, we're a couple,
we're a unit,
we're a team. I think we should vote together. I think that will, and strategically too, I think that, that'll make our position stronger if we're both voting off the same person. But maybe it should be a conversation. Maybe it's not just whatever Jeremy says goes.
Not just deferring to him. Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. No. So that raises some flags for me. But she seems to just be smitten ignoring any red flags that come her way. I feel like she's done that all along with him, just like giving him pass after pass and kind of ignoring warning signs, and I don't know. Good luck, Bailey.
Good luck. I know. People are getting stabbed in the back left and right.
Kat too. I think Kat
got a lot.
Kat said she got a lot. I mean,
she did for like having trust issues.
Trust and codependence.
I think Jess and Spencer also got some stabbing for codependence. I forget what some of the other ones were that Kat got.
I don't know. Those are the only two I really recall.
Yeah, Alex got one for having like secrets.
Oh yeah, she did.
I was very curious about that.
Yeah.
I was like, what kind of secrets
Why
does
is
she have?
why
do people think she has secrets?
Why is there a consensus on this?
I know.
Very weird.
Well, the way that this game played out was a little bit weird because
I guess maybe because she seems guarded sometimes.
Maybe. But so the way that they're stabbing in the back, I feel like almost they should have like done a secret vote where they each decided this is who I'm going to vote for having, being most likely to cheat or whatever. And they vote individually without seeing how other people have voted, because I feel like that's going to sway your vote, not only because it just like suggests to you, oh yeah, that's a good idea, I'll vote for them, but also because then, oh yeah, if we all get onto this person, that is better for all of us to not, I don't know, like there's just kind of a group think thing going on.
Yes, exactly. Group think and like kind of social loafing in a way. It's definitely like a psychological phenomenon where even if you're not being watched by your, I mean, definitely if you were being watched by your peers, but even if you're not being watched, you're more likely to defer, to be influenced by a certain choice just by virtue of knowing what other people's choices were.
Right.
So that's definitely a real thing.
Paradise really needs to hire us to, just help to streamline some of these games.
I know.
Make them...
We'll be your psychological consultants.
Yes. Psychological legal consultant.
Yeah, I love
Stand
it.
by.
Perfect.
So Alex and Andrew.
Oh, wait. Do you remember Keith? Well,
I think it was poor Keith. He got
what did Keith get?
Stabs in the back for like just shouldn't be here anymore.
Oh,
something really mean.
Okay, that's really sad.
It was something like that.
And then Kathy got like most. It was drinking related.
Joke about being codependent on
with tequila. Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know if she
had any others.
But yeah, I was trying to remember what Keith's was. Come on, don't stab Keith in the back.
I know. I'm actually surprised that Kathy and Keith didn't win this competition.
Yeah.
Maybe they rigged it because they were like, Kathy and Keith need to go.
Maybe.
Because
they just didn't want them to be
the least likely to get stabbed in the back.
You would think.
Unless there was more that we missed.
I mean, I definitely knew it was either going to be Kathy and Keith, Spencer and Jess, or Andrew and Alex.
Right. Just the most liked.
The most likable. Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what happens?
Yeah, so Alex and Andrew, they ended up winning. They had the least backstabbings. So we learned they are now protected. And so at the next rose ceremony.
Well, before the next rose ceremony.
Yeah, we learned that they're going to be
immune.
Voting off.
Yeah.
Alex and Andrew will be immune at the next rose ceremony, and that in order to get down to fewer couples, 2 couples will be voted out.
That's right.
So we have the 5 couples left. Mm-hmm. So now they're making alliances.
Yes.
Kathy and Keith, they have decided this is the end of their road.
Right.
They're like, okay, 2 couples are going to have to be voted off. We're going to be one of those couples.
They see the writings on the wall.
Yeah, we're going to vote ourselves off. We think the other couples who are all in romantic relationships have more reason to stay than us, right? Because it's Alex and Andrew, Bailey and Jeremy, Dale, Kat, and Spencer and Jess.
Yeah.
So, and we know Alex and Andrew are safe. Right. So the couples start kind of making alliances. Right. Alex and Andrew are talking to Bailey and Jeremy that the 4 of them will protect each other. Dale and Kat are talking with Spencer and Jess that they're going to protect each other. So really the vote is going to come down to probably what Kathy and Keith think about between those 3 couples who are not safe.
Right. And so then you see couples starting to try and make appeals to them. And you see Kat start to right away kind of start talking about her past experiences and some really challenging experiences she's gone through.
Yeah, and so this trails off the end of episode 9. It's like, okay, we're gonna have this rose ceremony, and then we pick up in episode 10 with okay, it's that rose ceremony. And totally, like, Kathy and Keith have like some different approaches of, like, Kathy's like, I want to figure out, who needs the money.
She's I think she's really looking at people's financial standings and, people's financial security. And she wants this money to go to good use to someone who really needs it.
Yeah, which I really respect. She's
Definitely
bringing up, like Alex. She's got 6-figure loan debt. Alex, I'm right there with you. So
yeah, Kathy's approaching this very practically.
Yes, and I appreciate that. Keith, meanwhile, he really just wants to focus on the love. Which couple's the strongest, who has the best kind of chance of making it outside here, so that this money can be used to start their lives together. Totally. And so they're checking in with Kat and Dale, and this is like the most we've seen Kat open up this entire season, I would say.
Yeah.
She's sharing some very personal information about, how when she was growing up, money was tight. Her mom was working multiple jobs. She mentioned that she had to live in a group home for some time in her youth, which I don't know exactly, the circumstances of that, but definitely when things are stressful in a family, that can definitely increase the likelihood of, just child welfare issues or just different things like that.
Definitely.
So, she talked about all of this was like a motivator for her to become a nurse, to be able to support herself, have a good career, that she never wanted her family to be in the situation that she was faced with when she was growing up.
Exactly. Yeah, it was really nice to hear more about her backstory. Like you said, I think this is the most we've ever heard from her to that end. And I mean, I get why she wouldn't want to talk about it. I actually remember her saying in this episode, sorry, I don't like to talk about my past. And before even missing a beat, Keith is like, well, you don't have to. And I was like, that's sweet.
Sweet.
And, it sounds like she's had some probably traumatic and challenging times in her life, and it's not easy to talk about that. And I don't blame her for not wanting to go into it on national TV, but here she is, and she's making this appeal to Kathy, and I think Kathy's really hearing her out on it.
Totally. And Dale, I thought it was also sweet that he was reflecting on feeling proud of her, for opening up and being vulnerable in the way that she was, and that he was also learning things about her that he didn't know. And this whole episode, Dale, as we know, hasn't been one of our favorite people throughout this season, but
he's not one of our least favorite.
No, he's somewhere in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
But no, this episode, I don't know. I mean, we don't know all the layers. There's people have things that they hold close and dear, and I get that. You're on TV. You don't want all your private business on TV. But I don't know, there was just things about how Dale was handling things, especially in this episode, that just made me have more like respect.
Yeah.
And I appreciated the care and grace that he was giving to Kat in really difficult situations.
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about it later when it comes up. But just protecting their privacy and their peace, and like knowing that nobody knows what goes on, the inner workings of a relationship, and nobody also knows like an individual's like private business and feelings. Like, anyways, we'll get into it later.
No, totally. I agree with you. And we will talk about it later too, but I was also impressed by Dale's just sense of calm and resolve this episode and the last episode too. I just feel like he's come a really long way since that episode where he and Kat were like, it was just around the rose ceremony and they were fighting and
he was trying to dead it.
Oh yeah, he was trying to dead it, and I thought that was going to be it for them because that was handled so poorly, really on both. I mean, especially on his end.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kat was saying things at that moment like this. I'm so not comfortable with this person. This is not who I can trust. This is not someone I can be in a trusting relationship with. And I feel like he's like grown a lot since then. I'm like, did he go to therapy in the past week or like what happened?
Do have therapists?
Do they?
There.
Because it's like suddenly he seems a lot more mature and calm and like an adult. And I'm like, okay, who is this person? I'm liking what I'm seeing.
I agree. I agree. Yeah. So that was a moment where they got closer. So that was cool to see in real time. And then we see Kathy and Keith chatting with another couple that may be on the chopping block, Bailey and Jeremy. And this was interesting. Kathy shares that she's kind of got a soft spot for them because...
Especially for Bailey.
But for the two of them, because she says that Jeremy...
That's true.
Their dynamic, she says, reminds her of her late husband.
Yeah.
And how she kind of describes Jeremy as like kind of strong silent type, and that was like her husband, and Kathy is a little bit more like bubbly, life of the
vivacious,
party,
like Bailey.
So yeah, there's something she appreciates this couple.
Yeah, she sees herself in them and I think it makes her sentimental and it extends her heart to them.
Yeah. And we don't really see, Alex and Andrew, they're protected, but we don't really see Jess and Spencer having like a heart-to-heart with Keith and Kathy.
Yeah.
I think they're just safe because they're just such a strong couple. So
yeah, they're
just like, okay, no, well, we're not going to get rid of them. Of course not.
Right.
So we see in the rose ceremony, very cute. Alex, of course, gives her rose to Andrew and says that she loves him.
Yeah.
Loves him level 1.
Level 1.
So they've got a few different levels going.
Yeah.
Jess, of course, gives her rose to Spencer. And Kat gives her rose to Dale.
Yeah. No surprises here.
Yeah, he feels like home. But so then we learn through process of elimination that the vote has come out and Bailey and Jeremy are going to be leaving with Kathy and Keith.
That's right. And I think that, are we sure that that's just because of Kathy and Keith's vote? I think so, right?
I don't know exactly how the numbers work out. I mean, we could do some calculations, but I mean, I think Dale tells us, didn't Dale tell Jeremy?
Oh my gosh.
Dale told Jeremy he's going to vote him out.
Yeah, I think he felt like it was the right thing to do or something because that's his former roommate and it's his friend, so maybe he was just trying to be transparent and upfront so that he didn't feel backstabbed later. Like maybe he thought, maybe Dale thought if I just approach Jeremy and let him know up front that I'm going to be voting for him, maybe that's better than him finding out after the fact. So that's what I assume, because otherwise I can't think of a lot of good reasons that he would have done this, because now Jeremy is going to probably have some,
bad feelings towards Dale.
Yeah. I think he did. I mean, I think he felt a little bit. He said as much. He said, "I'm feeling betrayed because that was my friend, that was my guy, that was my roommate."
Right. It just comes down to this point. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think Dale sees it as like he feels better being upfront than just like casting his vote in the shadows.
Yeah.
So on one level, I appreciate that.
Right.
And I don't know. I get where Jeremy's coming from, but we're just sort of at this point now, like, we have to vote.
Yeah.
And it's no hard feelings, but it's just there's
strategy now.
Some strategy, and there's not that many people left.
Right. Alliances have to end at some point because you have to look out for number one first.
Right. Well, and if Kat and Dale, or even just if Dale didn't vote for Bailey and Jeremy, like, everyone knows, I think, that it's either Bailey and Jeremy or Kat and Dale. Like, they're on the chopping block.
Right.
So Kat and Dale can't just vote for Jess and Spencer.
No.
Because he doesn't want to vote his buddy Jeremy off, because that Jess and Spencer are not going to get voted off. So it just, there's
so it's
no
like wasting,
sense to it. It'd be wasting a vote.
It's wasting a vote.
And it also would put Dale and Kat in a more threatening position, because that's votes that are going against Jess and Spencer, who are not going to leave.
Exactly.
And then that leaves more people voting Kat and Dale off than would be voting Bailey and Jeremy off.
Right.
So it's strategy. Like, there's just no, it's I don't know.
Yeah.
There's nothing else you can do.
It seems like it wasn't personal. It was definitely strategy, but I think Jeremy takes it personally.
Yeah. But Jeremy needs to grow up. Yeah. But no, it's sweet as we see Kathy and Keith leaving. Like,
yeah.
They both have just really wonderful things to say about each other. Just about Paradise as well. That they've just had such an amazing time. Not only, like, developing the friendships and connections that they did with all the youngins and the Goldens, but also just, like, seeing love there. And it's really sweet. Keith says something about, it's just like a reminder, like, it's just like one day you can meet someone and then there's love, and, like, he really believes that that's out there for him.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope this isn't the last we see of Keith. I don't think it's the last we'll see of Kathy, because she seems pretty entrenched in Bachelor Nation at this point, which I'm happy about because I love her.
Yeah.
I've only grown to love her more with time. She just gets better and better. She's like a fine wine.
Fine wine.
So we love you, Kathy. We love you, Keith. We will miss you.
I know.
And
too bad that Keith is not our Golden Bachelor.
I would much prefer that.
Much prefer that to this bumbling man we have coming who won't date. Yeah,
who won't even date his own age.
Oh dear. Well, hopefully he learns himself something.
I know.
And then I mean, Bailey and Jeremy have a fine exit. They say they feel lucky that they're leaving together, and I hope the best for them. I hope I'm wrong, but I just feel like Bailey deserves more.
Me too. I'm not very optimistic about what Jeremy would be like in a relationship. Bailey, I'm not too concerned about her. I think she'll be able to find love. She's very lovable. But one thing I noticed as they were walking out is Bailey had this, like, soft, almost like peaceful grin on her face. And who knows, maybe she's just very camera aware. She definitely seems like someone who's comfortable behind the camera and loves her selfies and things like that. So maybe she was, kind of strutting for the camera, but she had kind of this, like, soft smile on her face as she was walking out. And Jeremy just has this, like, frown. I mean, not like, he didn't look miserable or anything, but she just looked like, she kept saying things like, well, I'm already leaving with my prize, and, like, love is the real prize. And Jeremy just, like, doesn't really say things like that. So, I mean, there's a reason that he got the most stabs in the back for the question, who's here for the money, right? And people voted for him. So I'm sure he was quite disappointed to be out of the running for the money. And we'll see how that translates to his relationship with Bailey in the real world.
Right. Yeah, time will tell.
Time will tell. But never mind. We'll get there. Okay. So we have the remaining couples, right? And then there were four.
And then there were...
No.
Then there were three.
Then there were three.
Couples.
We've got Alex and Andrew. We've got Spencer and Jess. We've got Kat and Dale.
Yep.
Yeah, and now we are going straight into a new competition.
Yeah, we're day 20 and waking up to this competition.
Jesse
called-
warns them that they need to get a good night's sleep because it's
Yes.
going to be... well, he doesn't really say, but he just says, get some rest because you're going to need it.
You're
So
gonna need
it
it.
implies that it's a taxing challenge.
Right. Yeah, the next morning tells them to all go get into the bathing suits. Insinuates a physical challenge. So they're all sort of talking through how they feel their chances are based on their physical abilities.
Kat seems super confident.
She does.
She's
I
like,
know.
we've got the physique.
We're fit.
We're good. She's like, we're more fit than everyone else, right?
Right.
And I'm like, are you? I don't know.
I know. I'm like, well, I know. I'm like, I don't know.
Maybe
Yeah,
she works out a lot or something. I don't know.
Maybe she does. I know. I'm like, I don't know. You
She looks so petite.
Fragile.
she seems very petite. Yeah, I look at her and I see sort of like bird bones a little bit.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm not giving her credit.
Watching this challenge, like, when I see things like this, I'm like, I would want to be in it and like feeling what it feels like. But yeah, I mean, they all lasted a long time, like seeing the clock. So we find out this challenge, it's called Weight of the World. They all are like somehow sharing the weight, like within the couple, and they're slowly adding on more weight. They never got to the point where they had their full weight, so it was like based on the couple's combined weight.
And then a percentage of that. They're like, okay, now we're at 20%
20%
of your combined weight.
30%.
Now we're at 40% or whatever.
Yeah. Seemed to be maybe going up every 10 minutes. They were holding this weight for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they got up to like 40 minutes plus.
Right.
And
yeah, I think 43 minutes is where they maxed out or something.
Okay. Yeah, and so they're all up there. They're working their legs, working their arms,
their wrists.
It's a whole body workout. Yeah,
my wrist was hurting just watching this.
I know, it was interesting to see kind of how sort of the metaphor here was, in life there's challenges, and sometimes you're gonna have to carry more weight than your partner. If your partner gets tired, your partner's having a hard day. So there was somehow with these like ropes that they
like
were
a pulley
working with,
system.
yeah, that they could kind of if needed to give their partner a little bit of a rest period,
then they could take on more weight for themselves to give their partner a break.
Yeah. So I mean, they all were navigating that well.
Yeah.
They all had good communication. They were encouraging.
Mm-hmm. And I noticed they often offered their partners breaks when it seemed like they were struggling. So, it seemed like everyone was willing to step up and take on more if their partner needed a rest.
Right.
And usually their partner would just say like, no, like let's keep going.
Yes. So
who did you think was gonna
win?
Who did you think was gonna win, or who do you think was gonna drop out first?
I don't know.
I thought it was pretty evenly matched.
I thought so too. Yeah, I mean, I was like thinking maybe Spencer and Jess might win because I felt like they both were pretty fit.
Mm-hmm.
Both pretty muscular. I feel like sometimes like I don't feel like we heard as much maybe from Jess of like when she was struggling, but like I felt like Alex was being pretty expressive when she needed a break or when things were getting tough. So
a lot of grimacing on her face.
Yeah. And both her and Kat are pretty petite. So
yeah.
I mean, Jess is petite. I mean, they're all fit. But
yeah.
I don't know. I guess I was happy, but I wasn't expecting that Alex and Andrew were gonna be the final ones.
Yeah.
Because who fell in that water first? I think it was Dale.
It was Dale and Kat.
Dale, you could tell. Dale was pretty frustrated.
You definitely could tell.
I think this was the most challenging challenge for the men to lose.
Yeah.
Both Dale and Spencer they both seem pretty upset when
Yeah.
they lost.
I think these are men who take their workouts seriously.
Yes.
And so they probably take a lot of pride in their strength
Yes.
and their physical prowess.
Yes.
So I think it kind of bruised their egos a little bit.
No, for sure. This was, because it's like, okay, Dale has been handling everything in stride. Spencer also, like, just been very graceful, navigating loss through different challenges. But both of them were pretty, like, it took them, they had to, like, have a little cool down. Like, I saw, like, Jess trying to kiss Spencer. He kind of was, like, having to, like, gather himself.
Totally. Yeah, I think,
and Dale too. Like, they both were struggling, but they were
want
fine.
to be. They want to be the macho man, and they take their workouts seriously. So, but I actually kind of liked getting to see what it would be like for them to lose, because that's interesting, because that can be a metaphor for things in life too, and how you handle those challenges. So it sort of offered a little mini glimpse into their response. So it was actually a good test to see.
Totally. No, because neither of them were like sore losers. They were able to gather themselves pretty quickly and, like have a little like moment with their partner. Okay, we did our best. Like, okay, like we're good.
Even though Spencer said something interesting, he said, "I hate losing more than I love winning," which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, some insights into,
his inner world.
Yeah. But no, I think, totally agree with you. It's super, like, telling and important to see how your partner navigates disappointment and
frustration.
Yeah. So, but no, I was, like, so happy when Alex and Andrew won. Because I just love them so much. And, and it was cute, too, because coming into this challenge, Andrew's, like, a fit guy, too. And, like, he sort of was,
he looks very fit
at the other guys of, like, I don't know. Like,
he didn't think that
they were going to win. And so it was just all the more
the underdog.
Cool to see them win.
Yeah, definitely. I think he was the most unsure, because he was like, I don't know, these two guys are like giants, and he's like, I do okay, but I'm not like them. So it was satisfying to see the underdog come through.
Totally.
And their second competition in a row that they won.
Second competition in a row. And during this challenge, we even hear Alex, like, grimacing and, like, I gotta get that money for my loans.
She's talking about her loans, yeah.
And, I think before this challenge, we forgot to mention, but they learned whoever was going to win this physical challenge was going to be automatically in the next day or the next competition, and would be guaranteed a chance to compete for the money at the end.
Right.
So this was like kind of like
it's a big win.
A big win for them to be, kind of through to the finals.
Oh, yeah, definitely. A very coveted competition to win. Totally. Probably the most so far.
Yeah, for sure. After this challenge, it almost looks like they're setting them up for a proposal moment.
Yeah. And then we see,
Well, Spencer and Jess, we see them just like out by the beach, by the water. Jess is
wearing a white dress, and I'm like, in any other season of this show, this is what it looks like.
Right.
But there was no lead up to it, so it's like, I don't think that's what's happening, but it really looks like it.
It looked like it, but instead, it was a special moment because Spencer tells Jess, there was something he wasn't fully upfront about earlier on, and that he had told her he was falling in love with her, but actually in that moment and now he wants to tell her that he loves her. And she reciprocates the feelings. Yeah.
He just, like, I don't know, he has like golden retriever energy to me. Yes. He's like a little puppy dog around her. I really see it. I really buy it. Like, I don't always see it or buy it for every couple in this franchise. But, like, I don't know. I really think he's genuine. I do.
Yeah, no, both of them.
But definitely her too.
Yeah.
But I feel like especially him. He's just like he's head over heels.
Yeah, he is very into her. It's sweet.
It's super sweet.
So, and then the next scene, we see him. He's looking at rings.
Jesse comes in with a briefcase, and I'm like, hold the phone. Where's Neil Lane? Is Neil Lane okay?
Is he okay?
Where's our guy? Is he like? Do we need to send a search party for Neil Lane? I've never seen someone carry a briefcase of engagement rings in this franchise besides Neil Lane. Where is he?
They brought Neil in during COVID, 2020. Like, why is Neil not here?
Right. They've brought him like around the world. Wherever these oh my gosh, Neil Lane's always there, so why couldn't they get him to Costa Rica? Is he okay? What's the status? We need to know.
I know, that's concerning.
Where's Neil?
We'll do some digging, everyone. We'll keep you posted.
So in the meantime, fake Neil comes in, aka Jesse, and Spencer seems to pick out a ring. It's unclear how this is going to go, because we know that in talking about, in his conversation with Jess about where they're going to live and what their future would look like, it seems to freak Jess out a little bit. Yeah. Like, I think he's on a quicker timeline than me. He's older than me. He wants to have kids sooner than me. It seems like he's pretty ready to move in as soon as our leases are up later this year. Mm-hmm. So she seems like maybe she wants to pump the brakes a little bit, but she also doesn't want to stop the relationship or get out of it. She's still very much into him. I mean, to the point that she expressed that she's in love with him. Mm-hmm. So, she's serious about him, but at the same time, he might be moving at a little bit faster of a pace. So, not sure if this potential engagement will backfire.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Like, if it'll scare her off even more.
Yeah. And I think it's really good that, they're having the conversations. She's expressing how she feels, so they can continue to sort of bounce back and forth about, what makes sense for them as a couple.
Yeah, they are communicating.
They're communicating and making their, needs and questions and concerns known. So that's good. But yeah, no, I'm definitely wondering okay, he's getting the ring, is this gonna be too much for Jess? And I wonder, because we've been seeing the couples, multiple of the couples, they're sharing rooms now, so they're spending the night together. So there's clearly time for them where they're not on camera. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I just imagine that they're having more of these conversations. Mm-hmm. And but no, seeing him pick out a ring, it just, given what we've seen of her pumping the brakes, understandably, they've only been known each other 3 weeks, and kids and moving in together are a big deal, as is getting engaged. So yeah, just wondering what this is gonna do for them if he does end up popping the question, and how she'll feel about that. Yeah, and also interestingly, no one else is picking out rings, even though other people are using the L word. So we see Andrew and Alex tell each other that they love each other, yet we don't see Andrew picking out a ring. Right. So it's interesting that this is happening for some of the couples in love, but not others. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. This whole season has been such a modge podge. It's there's no clear path. No. Or I don't know. You would think at some point it's okay, this is where we are. You're gonna have an option to pick out rings, and it just feels a little bit. I don't know. I guess it's choose your own adventure. One size does not fit all. For sure. It's not as if I want them to be forcing someone to look at a ring that's not ready to. For sure. Or also have it be that only if you're ready to get engaged are we going to let you move on to this next step, where you're competing for the money, because you don't want to pressure people to like push their relationship to that engagement level if that's not where they're at. So I don't know. I don't want it to be this like one size fits all journey, but maybe just a little bit more like clarification of like where we are and how we got here, and I don't know.
It's like they're flying by the seat of their pants. I think they're just like making it up as they go along.
It feels that way as things unfold later.
Oh yeah. Sure does.
But,
so okay, so he's got the ring. I think he picked out a really pretty one. I like the style he picked out. That's one of my favorite ones that I've seen on the franchise probably. So good job, Spencer. And now we learn of yet another twist that we have not seen before in Bachelor history, which is kind of like a tribal council.
Yes.
Coming back for kind of a final vote.
Right.
I don't want to call it what they were calling it in the show because I don't want to give Sean that satisfaction.
No, Sean does not deserve the credit. So we're going to call it, I liked when they were calling it a jury.
Yeah.
I preferred that.
There we go. Keep it legal.
Yeah, keeping it legal since 1988.
There you go.
Nobody knows. But yes, so we see that we know Alex and Andrew are going to the next day. We don't know which other couple might go with them. So
right,
this jury,
meaning competing for that money.
Competing for the money. So the jury of their peers, they're all coming back, all the couples, to mix and mingle and potentially vote in another couple to compete with Alex and Andrew.
Yeah, so we've got, everyone from older departures to very recent. We have Bailey and Jeremy back.
Yes.
Jeremy walks in with these like glasses on.
Dark shades. They're both in the black.
Both in all black. That has to be
They're
intentional.
in mourning.
Yeah, they're totally in mourning. They look like they're at like a bougie funeral.
Yes.
And they come in looking like business.
And
then we have
Leia and Jonathan are back, of course.
Leia and Jonathan. We have
Kathy and Keith. Oh, go ahead.
Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore. Brian and Parisa.
We don't see Susie. We don't see like individuals.
Yes,
it's
only
couples.
The couples that had left, I guess, since things got all coupled up.
Yeah. So we have Sean and Alicia.
Yes.
And we know that they come back swinging because of the way Sean and Alicia, the way they left was very dramatic, and there were definitely bridges burned with Kat.
Yeah, they're coming back with a vengeance for sure.
Yeah, quite literally.
And we have a couple other golden couples, Kim and Faith.
Yeah.
And Gary and Leslie.
That's right.
Yeah, so...
Was that everyone?
I think that was everyone.
Okay.
So they're all back. Well, and Kathy and Keith.
Kathy and Keith, yeah.
So, Jesse lets us know that they will be voting and deciding. It's sort of, we know Alex and Andrew for sure are competing on the final day. These couples that came back can now either vote one other couple to go into the final day.
One of the other two remaining couples.
Right. Or no other couples to go into the remaining day and just leave Alex and Andrew to have the potential to get all the money.
Right. There were lots of like stipulations and qualifiers here.
Right. They needed a lawyer on deck to help navigate that contract.
Yeah.
And
Bachelor Nation, you need to call my girl Morgan because she will sort out your legalese. This was confusing. There were lots of words like the opportunity to compete and up to this amount of money. And
yes, they wanted to make sure there was no lawsuits.
Yeah.
No promises that promissory estoppel. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know. They were just... I don't know. It was confusing.
It was hard to decipher. I'm like, okay, so they have the opportunity to get up to $500,000, but it's only up to $250,000 if this
if
other
couple
joins. So, and then we're like, wait, is it $250 because it's per person? It was confusing.
It was confusing. I think they needed to put the text on the screen.
Yeah, that
play
a
some
visual
music.
a visual aid would have been honestly really helped out, I think. Like,
oh dear.
Yeah, notes for future seasons if they exist, right?
Yes. Yes. It was really fun to see like everyone come back and
Yeah.
just kind of see the friends like immediately like, and just some of the surprising friendships. Like, I almost want to go back and rewatch it and see like who hugged who first, because one of my favorite things was just like seeing like Leia run and like jump on Spencer. Like, I was like, oh, they've got a cute friendship.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, you just don't get to necessarily see throughout filming like who are the like strongest friendships, or like who has the best banter, who really cares about each other. Like, so it was like, oh, it was just fun. And then it was like, oh, of course that makes sense because Leia and Jess are really close.
Yeah.
So very sweet that Leia has such a great friendship with Spencer.
Totally. Someone made a beeline for Alex like right away, and then
was it one of the Goldens? Or
I think it might have been
maybe Leslie, or I don't know. I really am gonna go back and like rewatch and like,
because it's telling. It's revealing.
Yeah, totally. We see Bailey and Jess talking, and Jess is sharing that she and Spencer have said the L word, and just how happy she is, but also has some like reservations.
Sure.
But yeah, then this is like,
and she tells that to Bailey.
Yeah,
and she tells Bailey like, this stays between you and me. Like, no one else knows I feel that way, really.
Yeah. So then we get Sean trying to get his like 15 minutes of fame extended.
Just doing the most.
Dear Lord.
Oh God, Sean. So yeah, he feels very slighted by Kat, to say the least. As we know in episodes past, a couple episodes ago, Sean and Alicia were very, very nearly sent home, and basically right as Jesse was gonna announce that they were being voted off, because we see that like everyone was like gonna vote them off. And he and Alicia take this self-righteous stance, like, well, we're actually gonna leave on our own accord, and we're gonna leave with dignity. And then they just go ahead and bash everyone there, pretty much. They did not leave with dignity. It was an illusion of dignity in their minds, I guess. They were literally seconds away from being voted out, but they just had to do that to make themselves feel better.
Right.
You can't fire me, I quit.
Right. And part of this like drama all blew up in their face because Sean had just created so much tension and like distrust for himself amongst the group by trying to strategize alliances and his Parliament of Paradise and whatnot,
as he called it. And he was just like, I know how to be diabolical. I learned from my dad, who's a politician. Not a great look for your dad, by the way. I'm sure his dad was not happy about this.
Gosh, I know.
But he was like, I'm really good at strategy because my dad's a politician. It's like, I don't think that's how it works, Sean.
No.
I don't think it's just like an inherited kind of. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works, and clearly it wasn't, because he did a dirt poor job.
Horrible job.
He only succeeded in making himself look like a jackass and making everyone turn against him.
Right, including someone who he thought was his very close friend, Kat. And so because Kat didn't defend him, because Kat did not stand up as a good friend of his, and tried to distance herself from him.
Understandably, because he did things that were he was making it very hard to defend him. So I think probably most friends would have said, like, hey man, you need to cool down. You're really rubbing people the wrong way. So he made it hard for anyone to defend him.
Right, and for anyone to be his friend.
Yeah.
So because of all that, Sean's coming back with a vengeance, and he says he's here with receipts to talk about Kat's dirt. And he says since he's been out of paradise, he has been making phone calls and getting confirmation from a mutual friend of his with Kat, who apparently is Kat's ex, saying that Kat has been texting with this ex, has been sending like love letters, texts
that she's hiding
from paradise,
that she's hiding like a laptop here, right? Is that what he was saying?
He said something like that.
That she snuck a laptop into paradise and has been sending him love letters. But it's confusing because he also says texting. So I'm like, is she texting from the computer? Is this like how is she using iMessage? I don't know what's unclear. But so she's either texting and or writing love letters to her ex is the allegation that Sean presents.
Right. So I don't know, for like devil's advocate, I don't know what.
For argument's
sake, let's say all of this is true.
Great.
Kat has some type of tablet or laptop or phone or some device that she has been talking with somebody, an ex of hers, and sending them love notes. That doesn't sound great. That would not be ideal. That's probably something you would want to talk with Kat about, and maybe talk with Dale about.
Yeah.
But is it something that you need to talk about and broadcast to everyone in this manner? Like, I just don't understand. Like, it's very clear his whole purpose is to, like, get this attention and get back at Kat.
It's like character assassination.
And it's like to get, I don't know, he wants to have this big moment.
Spectacle.
Like, he's envisioning for himself that he's going to be like this hero. Yeah. That he came forward with some really important truth. And everybody's going to be like, wow, Sean, good job. Like, for outing this hussy.
Right. And part of it, as part of his rationale for doing so publicly is he says he wants the quote, Parliament of Paradise, in his words, Parliament of Paradise, the jury, to be informed when they vote and make a decision. So that's how he rationalizes it. It's like, well, all of you deserve to know who you're going to be voting for or against, because he's trying to take her down for real.
But he wants the credit. He wants to be seen as like a hero.
He wants the glory.
Some twisted glory hero thing. It's very strange. It's like, okay, let's say all this is true, that he got this information just like came to him. He didn't even seek it out. Like, right when he left paradise, he's like hearing from this friend because he just got his phone back, whatever. Like, let's say, all these things, this is what's happened. So I think what he should do, if this was really true, is come back and talk with Kat first. Just go have a private conversation with Kat and ask her, hey, is this true? I mean, it's not going to go well because they did not have a good last interaction. But at the very least, like, confront her with the information. If she's, like, completely denying it, like, just like, well, hey, because I have this information, I really feel like I need to talk with Dale about it. I mean, sort of do the thing that, like, we had talked through with Bailey and Jeremy. Again, I know it's a different situation, but, like, there's parallels of, like, okay, you have some information that you feel like would be helpful for a friend to know. Maybe talk with the person who should be the one to tell their partner if there's something shady going on. But if the partner's not going to do it, tell them, I'm going to go tell Dale if
Yeah.
you don't tell him, Kat.
Well, that wasn't his goal. His goal
No.
was to drop a bomb on Paradise and to cast doubt in everybody's minds as to Kat's authenticity. He was just trying to assassinate her character right before a vote. So he came in swinging, and he, you know, I think he wanted it to be as dramatic as it was. He wasn't there
No, I
to
know.
he wasn't looking out for Dale's best interest. He wasn't trying to he was just trying to bring Kat down in the most dramatic way possible.
Public, dramatic. I know. So just like, and gosh, what makes me mad is, again, this is jumping ahead, but Kat and Dale do end up leaving after this. Like, they are the couple that does not get to go into the final competition day. And oh gosh, I can just like picture Sean somewhere sitting smugly and taking credit for that.
Yeah.
Even though I don't really feel like it has much to do with it.
No.
I think Jess and Spencer would have been the ones to go forward anyways, because they're just sort of the squeaky clean,
right?
Like lovebirds, high school sweethearts from day one.
Exactly. The other two couples are stronger and have. I mean, the other two couples are just
there's just
better.
Like no drama.
There's no drama following them. They're better liked. So, I think either way it would have turned out this way. But you're right. I do hate the idea of Sean sitting around thinking that he's a mastermind because he made this happen, when really it probably would have happened anyway. But yeah, I mean, if I were Dale, that's a little bit of a tough position to be in, because if you're Dale, it's hard not to question whether or not these allegations, whether they're true or not, may have affected your chances of, you know, competing for the money. So I think that's a tough spot for Dale to be in if his mind is going there. But on the other hand, just like you said, I think there was already a shoe-in for this, and it wasn't them. It was definitely Jess and Spencer.
Yeah, totally. And I thought it was really, again, we're coming around again to how Dale handled this. Was really mature.
So graceful.
Really calm. You know, he knows that Sean is a jackass, and yes, maybe this is like bringing up some conversations that he wants to have with Kat, but he is like balanced enough and like able to just like see this for what it is. Sean just trying
making a spectacle.
Just trying to take Kat down, and knows that like whatever like levels of truth there might be to the allegations that are thrown around, that's like a conversation for him and Kat to have in private.
Yeah.
And not
he's not going to stoop to Sean's level and make this big
excuse me.
No, it's okay. He's not going to stoop to Sean's level and make this big public spectacle of it.
Yeah, so just another moment where appreciating Dale and
he totally stands by her.
Supportive partner that he is. Yeah, of like, okay, maybe there's some things we need to talk about, but we're not going to do it here, and like I value you enough to like have a conversation about this and not just like believe the first thing that this guy is saying.
Right, exactly.
And then I love to see all of the support from the group that's all just like watching Sean's shenanigans in horror. Faith chimes in and says, you know, like, there's love here. Can we like imagine a world where like these two people over the course of the last few weeks have developed something real? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. What are you trying to prove? You know, what... Yeah. Like, we can all see that these two people really care about each other. Mm-hmm. So you coming in here and accusing it of being fake is not going to do much, because we have eyes. We have eyes. You know, we've been here longer than you have.
Right. And yeah, Leah, Jess, they're saying things of like, this is a private conversation. Like, why are you doing this in front of everybody? Yeah. This is bananas.
Once again, Sean's antics just backfire on him, and I think he ends up looking like a fool.
Oh, he looks like a complete fool, but I don't think he sees it.
No.
At all.
He doesn't have that kind of self-awareness.
No. Well, actually, and we see he really doesn't see it because later on, Alicia asks him, like, could we have done this somehow differently? And no.
Well, but she also agrees with him. She says, yeah, I don't see how we could have done this differently.
Gosh.
It's like, I can think of 10 ways, actually, you could have done this differently.
Delusional people. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, sweet Faith. Everyone deserves a little faith, she says.
Seriously, she's great. I hope we haven't seen the last of her, too.
I know. And so, I mean, yeah, Kat is having a meltdown.
Oh,
she
yeah.
says she wants to leave. She wants to go home. She's done.
She doesn't want to do this in front of cameras.
Right.
I mean, she does say something. She does say some things that sound a little concerning. She does admit to, coming into Paradise with maybe things not being completely over and resolved with her last partner or one of her exes or something. She says something along the lines of, well, I didn't really think anything was going to happen for me in Paradise. I didn't expect to find this here. Right. So yeah, I sort of kept an option open or something like that. So it's honestly not a great look for her. What did you think about all that?
Yeah, it's tough. She's definitely admitting in some form that she didn't come into Paradise thinking it was going to be somewhere where she was going to meet somebody that she had something real with. I think she's saying the thing that you're not supposed to say there, but she's sort of been pushed into this corner and having to admit to it. But I could imagine that many of them come into Paradise not really thinking it's gonna turn into anything serious.
I mean, they're all aware of the rate of success of this show, which is not terribly high. I mean, probably better in Paradise than in the main seasons, but still not tremendously high. So just statistically speaking, they're right in making that assumption. Right. But it also doesn't look great to come into Paradise saying like, oh, I'm open and I'm looking for love. And really you're like, well, no, I actually still have something going, maybe with an ex who I still have feelings for, and I'm not maybe that open, or I'm here more so for publicity in my career and things like that. So, I don't think it's a great look for her overall, but you're right. I'm quite sure she's not the only one with that situation going on. It's just she had her situation publicly announced.
Right. Yeah, so I don't know. I think, time will tell. For most of the season, I've sort of felt like I haven't really seen the depth or like what's happening between Dale and Kat. It really wasn't until these last couple episodes that, and particularly the final episode, where it did feel more genuine, the connection that they've developed. Again, though, I don't know. It sometimes was hard for me to tell whether they were sort of just like roughing through it in the hopes that they could compete for the money in the end. But yeah, just in this last episode, I guess, got to see like a little bit more of each of their vulnerabilities. Like, I think in a way, like, Dale standing by her here was his vulnerability. Like, because we haven't really heard much about his past. We haven't heard much about his family. I don't know. I would imagine that they're having some of those conversations. We're just not really seeing it. But here, Dale, like, telling the group, telling us, like, you know what, like, there's conversations that, yeah, of course I want to have with her now after this has come up, but I'm standing by her. Yeah. She's an amazing woman. Right. The things you're saying right now don't change that in my mind. Right. Like, if he was, I don't know, I think if he was, like, a less, like, like open person, this might like be something that would like crumble, make him crumble and like turn and question everything. But he does have strong feelings for her, and he's willing to like maybe like look like the quote unquote fool, like, oh, Sean is trying to paint me as someone who has been like tricked and swindled, and you know what, I'm standing by her, and I'm like willing to navigate this with her and figure it out and talk through it and have those tough conversations. And I don't know, like, he didn't need to be like this macho man of like, what, like she's talking to someone else,
right?
And like have that threaten his like I don't know, like masculinity, or his you know, this woman needs to be like fully like dedicated to me, start to finish. I don't know. I don't know how to articulate it.
No, I think I get what you're saying. He really takes the high road, and he gives her the benefit of the doubt. And I think he's spent enough time with Kat over the course of the past 3 weeks to feel like he knows her well enough to know her character. And even if she had some kind of questionable situation before, I think he's not letting that cast doubt on the integrity of their relationship, at least during, you know, since Paradise has started. Whatever happened before Paradise was before Paradise. And I think he's giving her the benefit of the doubt to say, you know, I think she's been genuine since the time that she and I started hanging out. So I think he really looks like an upstanding guy here, and he's giving her like innocent until proven guilty, and even if suspicions are being raised, he's gonna hear her out first before he jumps to any conclusions. So I think that's super mature. He's giving her a lot of grace. It shows that he's really trusting and secure. So good job, Dale. You impressed me.
Yeah. And then he shares like some snippets from a love letter that Kat wrote to him.
Oh yeah, that was really sweet.
That was sweet. He's like, you know what? Like, I know what we have is a real thing, and the producers asked him if he would share some of the letter, and you know, just talked about that they both might have come in like doubtful about what could be here, but she feels so protected and seen by him, and just feels like they're both leaving with their hearts more full than they would have expected.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm happy for both of them. I'm happy for her that she is being seen in that way, and that she has someone who is willing to give her grace and let her be herself. It sounds like in the past she hasn't gotten as much of that consistently.
Right.
So I'm happy for her that she found someone that she feels safe and trusted with. And I'm happy for him because to see his growth. And I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't always sure if their relationship was going to pan out. I'll be honest, I definitely thought it was not going to at several points throughout the season. But who knows? Maybe they've both grown in this experience, and maybe there is a healthy relationship for them on the other side of this.
Yeah, no, I could see it. I don't know. And yeah, it was sweet. We got to see a little bit of their pillow talk that night.
Oh yeah.
They were, just kind of talking through like that it was a challenging evening, that,
he really makes it he really caters to her and her needs, and sees what she is going through, and he doesn't make it about him in ways that I feel like maybe a couple weeks ago he might have. That's why I'm like, what is this like enormous amount of growth I've seen from him in the last, it's like, what happened in the last week or two that he's grown so much? But I mean, just every response he's giving her, I'm like, yes. Like, he's being really empathetic and saying like, wow, from your perspective, that must be really hard, and this must be really challenging, and really just giving her a lot of space to process and feel her feelings and not trying to dismiss her and not making about himself. So, yeah, good job. Good job, Taylor.
Yeah, very sweet. Very sweet. So, we learn, we see all the jury of folks voting. We see them leave. We're going to find out the next day how the vote turns out. So now we've arrived. It's the final day. Day 21.
21.
They've
3
been
weeks.
there 3 weeks.
3 whole weeks. Which in Bachelor Nation is like 3 months, I guess.
Yeah, it's a lifetime. Wake up, Jess is freaking out about the potential of an engagement. I wrote in my notes, like, does Dale love Kat? I don't know, like, that's just, like, what I'm seeing, like, happen on the screen, and I really didn't think that's where we were gonna get with the two of them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I wish them the best.
Yeah, definitely.
Jess makes a little joke at Sean's expense. You know, we all know that little man. The little man is someone we don't care to think too much about what he says.
Yeah, and then everyone kind of like chuckles. So, I think Sean once again dug his own hole and laid in it. You know, he buried himself in it.
Yeah.
I think he thinks he's really smart. I think he thinks he's really cunning, but in the end, he's just making a fool of himself. So good luck with your political career, Sean.
Oh dear. Yeah. So we ultimately learn, Jesse comes out to tell us the final tally from the jury vote, and it is that Jess and Spencer will be staying. We're not surprised by this. We get to see Dale and Kat's final exit. Yeah, I just wish them the best.
Yeah, me too.
And, you know, the end of this is just sort of a little bit, I don't know, the end of this show is a little bit of a letdown. I kind of wish we would have ended with, like, a reunion or something. I guess we're going to get, like, a podcast Bachelor Happy Hour reunion.
It just seemed like they had no idea what they were doing, and it seemed almost like this was their first attempt. It was almost as if this was like the very first season of Bachelor in Paradise.
Yes.
And they didn't know the direction they wanted to take the show yet. Like it just seemed very
just like going through a corn maze and like the twists and turns and maybe we go this direction.
Yeah.
Oh, what's over here? Let's try that for a minute.
Felt super off the cuff.
Maybe we got to take a turn. That might not work. Okay, well, how about over here? What's over here?
Yeah. Once again, very muddy, very little clarity. Lots of words like the opportunity for and potential and possible, and it's like, well, what are you saying? Just can you please be clear? So,
we learned that the final challenge. So Jesse says something like, "The money is not the prize; it's the final test.
The money is a test."
And it's like,
so, all right, okay. So we have this cryptic message now.
So yeah, they're all presented. They all get to go
individually, not as couples.
Individually in front of a big bag of money, presumably $250,000.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're told that each of them can make a decision as an individual whether they want to take the money and run. If they both decided to take the money and run, then
if both individuals in the couple,
then neither of them will get the money, right?
Right.
And if one of them chooses to take the money and run, then they would get all the money.
Yep.
And then, or they can both choose love, and then we'll see what happens.
Right. Yeah. I think Jesse sort of tries to insinuate that if they choose love, if both of the couples choose love or choose each other over the pile of cash, then that's the prize. But he doesn't really say that specifically. So I'm sitting there thinking, okay, he called it a test. So if this money is the final test, then maybe there is a reward if they pass this test. And if both members of the couple choose each other or choose love rather than the money, then maybe there will be a payout in the end, and they're just not saying that up front. That's what my suspicion was. What were your thoughts in that moment?
Yeah, all very blurry. I did think that there was a chance of money in the end if both people in the couple decided to choose love. But yeah, I guess I thought maybe there would be some type of challenge for the couple to like maybe get some money if they chose love. And I don't know, or it just still seemed like there should have been some challenge on this day. I don't know. I guess it could have been fine, but maybe like once they chose love, they could have done something together, and that would have determined the amount of money they got, not just choosing a random envelope off of a tray. It's like, what? How anticlimactic
totally.
is that?
Just like, okay, now pick a card, any card.
Look at you. What do we do?
Yeah.
What the heck? And yeah, I mean, we also were talking about, obviously, like, well, first of all, one flaw in this design is like, what is to keep the couple from, like, I guess they weren't allowed to talk with each other, so I guess they're banking on that one person in the couple is not going to, like, go and choose the money so that they can take the money and then go date in the real world. Because what is to stop them from dating in the real world? But I guess the problem with that would be that they didn't give the couple time to talk about this and make a plan of, like, okay, you, Alex, go take the money.
Mm-hmm.
I, Andrew, will choose love. So then we'll have the full amount of money, and then we can go date in the real world.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is just appearances, too. Like, you don't want to leave your partner up there standing and looking devastated. And you don't want to look like the person who chooses money over love. So I think a lot of it is just, like, optics and image.
Yeah, but that made the stakes feel pretty low again as well. Because
it doesn't feel genuine.
We know that both of these couples really care, like, have genuine feelings and care about each other.
Right.
And so they very strongly value the relationship and love.
Right.
And yeah, and then the doubly, like, who wants to look like the jackass choosing money over love? So the stakes felt very low and that anyone was going to choose money.
Totally. Especially for couples like these who have strong relationships. I mean, one of them was picking out an engagement ring. Right. Like, who's going to pick the bag of money, you know, especially after taxes.
Right.
And also, like, that would damage their brand, right?
Yeah.
That would reflect really poorly on them. They would lose a lot of fans. They would lose a lot of followers, and that has financial ramifications for them.
Totally.
So it's not even in their benefit. Even if they were to take the money, the damage it would do to their image would probably be so much that it would never be worth it. So this really seems to be a very clear and easy decision. I think the only things that could have made it more interesting would be the pile of cash is bigger. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's $1 million instead of, you know, that's maybe now that gets people thinking. Mm-hmm. Or 2, the couples are not as strong. So I'm picturing what would have happened with other couples on here. Like, let's say, God forbid, it was like Sean and Alicia at the end. Mm-hmm. Or let's say it was Brian and Parisa, or Faith and Kim. You know, what would those couples have done? Because those couples aren't as far along in their relationship. They were maybe just starting to date, or they've been through rocky kind of times, and we're not really sure if the integrity of their relationship is so strong anyway. So it's almost more interesting.
Right, if the couple's not as strong.
But for these ones, like, we know what they're gonna do.
Right. So yeah, just this whole ending was a bit anticlimactic, but we do get to see Andrew, enters the love room, and they try and keep us on our toes by, really showing Alex thinking a lot about her student loan debt.
Yeah.
And
panning over to the stairs. Is she gonna climb up the stairs or not?
Is she coming? Well, and it was sweet. We saw Andrew talking about, I would love for her to come. Like, I've got such strong feelings for her. I would love to introduce her to my family. And he said, on the other hand, I understand, like, money is something that she's had to worry more about. Like, she talked about how she's been working since she was 16. She has all this student loan debt. And he acknowledges he's not someone that has really had to worry about money. So he's really putting himself in her shoes and understanding that this money could be something that really, really helps her in her life. And he tries to understand that and just hopes that she's happy, and very, very sweet.
Yeah, he seemed he almost was like, shoot, should she just take the money? Like, he seemed like he was being completely understanding. He's like, yeah, she's got all this debt, and this would be life-changing for her. So, I mean, go get it, girl. Like, I really think he would have understood. I think he would have been, maybe a bit sad or disappointed, but I also think he totally would have understood.
I know.
So that was extreme empathy on his point. So good for him.
Maybe he was thinking what we're thinking too, of well, she can take the money and then we can just connect in the real world.
Exactly. And best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds. But yeah, ultimately he was very touched when she showed up, because he knew how much this money could make a difference in her life. Mm-hmm. And but yeah, he got emotional seeing her arrive.
Yeah, he starts tearing up.
Very sweet. And yeah, he asked her, and I think this was good. I didn't want them to force a proposal.
Yeah,
they've probably only known each other 2 weeks.
Yeah,
he wasn't there the first
from the
week.
beginning. Yeah.
So yeah, but he asks her to be his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. And they make it official.
She says she's willing to move to Chicago.
Yeah, and they're leveling up.
Yeah, very sweet.
Yeah,
very sweet overall. And then this is where we first get to see Jesse brings in
the tray,
the trio of envelopes.
The tray with 3 just stale, anticlimactic envelopes surrounded by some roses for good measure.
You're gonna have to make choices as a couple. Here's your first one. Choose an envelope.
Really? That's what the great minds at ABC had for the finale of.
No.
Tell me there were not other ideas. What?
This was the winner.
This was oh yeah, that's the best idea we've got. Is pick an envelope. I agree with you. I think it would have been better if they had to compete in some way, or how well do you know each other? I don't know, something. Anything, and then that determines how much. At least that would make it more fun,
right? And
seem like they're at least earning an amount rather than it just being randomly assigned to them. So, because there's no reason they shouldn't have gotten whatever the highest number in that envelope was, if that's what ABC can afford. So at least
give them the money.
At least let them earn their amount in some way, shape, or form, rather than it being just a random choice from a pile of envelopes. Super weird.
My goodness. Yeah. So
they
ended up choosing an envelope with $125,000 in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yay, good for them.
That's true.
I would have loved for them to get more.
Right.
But,
and they came in presumably not knowing that they were going to get any money in the end.
Right, so they're just pleasantly surprised.
So any amount, I'm sure feels like the cherry on top. But, yeah, I think they could rework this to be more exciting.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, so they then, of course, save this higher stakes meeting for last. We see Spencer in the love room. And
upstairs.
He's opening up. They have him talking about, that he's never felt like somebody's first choice. And, he's not sure what Jess is going to decide. Jess is coming.
Come on.
She's coming.
Boy, you swear.
And so Jess does come, and they end up getting engaged.
Yeah, he gets down on one knee and says all these sweet things. And I mean, Jess has definitely expressed some reluctance in regards to the fast pace that all this is going at. I mean, really, they've been dating for 3 weeks when all is said and done. So it's lightning speed over here.
Fast.
So of course, anyone of reasonable mind would be worried about this. So we're not sure at first how she's going to respond to something like this, because even just talking about moving in with each other felt very quick later this year for her. So the thought of like getting engaged right now today, I wasn't sure how she was going to handle that. But I think it was maybe emotional for her, and she just listened to all the things he was saying and really reciprocated his feelings, and she said, I love you too, and yes, I will marry you.
Yes, I will marry you. I know. And she genuinely, yeah, I agree. Like, I think maybe a bit got swept up in the moment, but like maybe not necessarily in a bad way.
Yeah,
just
no.
Yeah, really was feeling all of the sentiments that he was sharing with her, and just felt so loved and cherished, and like felt so right and good.
Yeah.
And like, it is wild. 3 weeks and they're engaged.
Yeah, it's a whirlwind, but it happens sometimes.
But it happens, and I mean, yes, they are in paradise and they're in this bubble, but they're also getting to spend a lot of concentrated time together without distractions, without phones, without work, and again, so they're not in the real world, but they are getting to spend this like quality time together. That
it's almost like relationship boot camp.
Boot camp.
It's like an intensive.
Yes.
It's a relationship intensive, because while they're also spending time with other people and mingling and doing these competitions and things like that, I do think most of the time they're spending with each other, especially in this last week. They're even like spending nights together, so it's like they're around each other 24/7. So if you were to put that in the real world, maybe someone goes on a date with someone twice a week for a couple hours each, and so the time equivalency, it might take months to get there, whereas here they can have that amount of time really concentrated in a couple weeks. So it does seem fast, but I do think they've had a lot of quality time together, and it does seem like they were thinking about the future and planning and logistics, and they were thinking through things, not just like, oh well, we love each other and that's all that matters. Like, they were thinking practically too.
Totally. So, no, I'm happy for them, and I could see it working.
I could too. I can't say I always feel that way about couples in this franchise, but for them, I do see it. I could see it working out for them.
Yeah. And so, they are also presented with some envelope options. I thought it was cute how they decided on which envelope to choose.
Yeah.
I guess we learned they're both left-handed.
Yeah.
And so they chose the left-sided envelope. I was really hoping they were going to get the $250,000.
I know.
I was like, please, give someone the max amount.
I know.
ABC, like, you cheap fools. Just, like, let them have the money that you could give them.
Right.
But no, they got
a random amount.
Random $190,000.
$190. I'm like, we couldn't round this to an even 200?
Come on now.
We couldn't make this. Come on now.
Quoting the lovely Latia.
Oh, Latia. Come on now. One of my favorite phrases to ever come out of the franchise.
My husband and I say it a lot to
That's
each
amazing.
other now.
Come on now. I love how that just came out of her like so many times. So, but no, it's like, why was this not like 175 or 200 or it's like 190? Really? All right. Okay. Whatever. So they get a nice little nest egg to put away for their lives together.
Yes. Buy some what did he say? ATVs and
Oh, did he say that? I missed that.
Not in this episode, but like in a few episodes past.
Oh, okay.
He was talking about like that's something he would love for their future. Like, oh, maybe we'll, ride ATVs with the kids.
Sure. Oh, that sounds dangerous. Don't do that.
Oh, Spencer. Yeah, he's ready to put the babies on the ATV.
Yeah, you can tell he's a romantic for sure.
Yeah.
He's ready for this.
A little more practical, maybe.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed that with certain I noticed that with a couple different couples. I mean, not that Kathy and Keith were like a romantic couple, but I think Keith was really like emphasizing the romance and, which couple should be here the longest and get the money is the one that has the best chance of making it and the strongest couple. And meanwhile, Kathy is more pragmatic and okay, who needs the money? So yeah, I do feel like some of the guys this season were really romantic and some of the girls were more practical. So that's nice at least to have a mix up of gender norms.
Right. Yeah. It could be anybody in the couple who is, bringing more of that balance. And sometimes it shifts.
Yeah.
In different situations.
Totally.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so we end with these two lovely couples making out in the surf. I was like, gosh, Spencer and Jess just got engaged. Like, can you just let them have their own like surf shot? Why are we like making them
Why do we have to do this
double date?
This group makeout? It's like 2 feet away from each other.
Oh dear. And we get some like post
some epilogue.
Yeah, epilogue.
Or wait, epilogue, right? Not a prologue.
Yes,
it's an epilogue. It's an epilogue.
Like, where are they now?
Yeah.
And we see that of the last 5 couples, right?
Yeah.
One of the couples was platonic, Kathy and Keith.
Right.
But the other 4 couples are all apparently still dating.
So that would mean Bailey and Jeremy. And it said that they've been like meeting each other's families and things like that. Hopefully Bailey's family approved.
Yes, I know. And yeah, they say something about Dale and Kat, that they've been like traveling around the U.S. together and looking to what city they might want to live in.
Yeah.
I don't know where is he based in New York?
I forget where he's from.
Okay. I know he's from South Dakota, I think, but I know he was in New York for a while. I'm not sure if he still is. And,
that makes sense because he's a model.
Kat, where was she in LA or?
I want to say maybe SoCal or yes. I'm not sure, LA or San Diego, or I could be wrong. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. But yeah, and then it talks about Andrew and Alex. They've met each other's families. She's looking to move to Chicago.
Yeah.
And
she seemed excited about that.
Yeah. And then, Jess and Spencer, they've also been meeting each other's families. And
they have a plan to move to Dallas. Or is he already in Dallas?
I think so.
So then she plans to move next year.
Yeah. I think that's a great goal.
That's great. Yeah. And I think that's not super, super far from where she's from, because she's from, is it Louisiana? Is it Nashville? Maybe she lives in Nashville. That sounds right.
Could be. I
think
be. That's a popular spot.
Right, yeah. I think that's like, I feel like
Southern contingency.
Nashville is like the new San Diego or something like that.
Yeah. But no, so I wish we would have like ended this and they would have timed it out or worked out to have another episode like tomorrow, like so that we could have the reunion in its normal space. It feels a little weird to be putting it into podcast land instead of TV land. Right,
because we're used to having after the final rose.
Yeah, and don't they
like
usually
right
do
after
that for Paradise too?
Yeah, they do, I think. So, yeah, lots of things about this season were different and unusual. I think they were really, intentional about that. I think they were competing for the space and the viewership of other kind of maybe more modern franchises, your Love Island, your Love is Blind, things like that. So, yeah, I don't know. What are your overall thoughts on this season? Because I think people had a lot of strong opinions about this season. And there were certainly so many things that made this season different than its predecessors. So what are your thoughts overall?
I mean, overall, I've enjoyed watching this season. There have been, like, a lot of, like, fun and interesting things they did. I don't remember at what point it was in the episode, if it was when they, like, brought back all the couples and, like, brought in the jury. But there was some point in this episode where they kind of did a flashback, or was it in the end? They did, like, a flashback of, like, all these kind of key moments where they were showing, like, the birds in paradise and Faith riding in on her horse, and they were showing what other challenges, like Leslie and Gary dancing in the rain, and I don't know, they did like a whole montage, and I'm not capturing all the different moments, but I was just like seeing them all and like, oh yeah, that was fun. Oh, like, so overall, like, there was a lot of fun things that happened, but I guess just like the rose ceremonies and some of the challenges, and then just especially how it ended, just a bit haphazardly. And this is, like, I think probably one of my biggest, like, frustrations with this season is I think the Goldens should have been there the entire time. I think the Goldens should have been there as, like, friends, like, confidants, advice givers, also dating amongst themselves. But I don't think they should have been eliminating
in the competition element.
Yeah, I don't know. They're so much fun to watch, and, like, it's not fun to see them be eliminated.
Right.
And I just felt like because they came in also, like, a couple weeks after the young people, there just weren't as many opportunities for them to connect, and that just felt frustrating.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, that's my biggest takeaway. Like, I think they needed more structure for some of the elimination elements.
Yeah.
And the ending for sure needed to be cleaned up. But overall, I think the season would have been better if the Goldens were there from the start.
Yeah.
And there was a bigger batch of them.
Yeah, definitely.
And that, like, they just got to date amongst themselves, and maybe they could, like, leave if they weren't finding a match.
Right.
And didn't want to be there anymore.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that they should have been, like, put in with the other competitions for the young folks.
Yeah. I mean, I think there was one night where we lost, like, almost half the or maybe even half the golden couples in, like, one rose ceremony. And I'm like, what is this? This isn't it's an annihilation.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel right. It didn't really feel fair because we hadn't gotten to see them as much. So, yeah, I agree. I think it made the Goldens feel like an afterthought a little bit, and I don't think that's doing them justice at all.
No.
So I really would have liked to see more of them, more of an emphasis on them, and not making them like the punchline or just like background props. Sometimes it just felt like they were props.
Right.
So
right.
I don't know
like,
if...
Oh, it's funny. We're going to do a shot.
Old people making out.
Old people making out. Old people doing shots.
Yeah.
Like, old people.
It's like, are we laughing with them or at them?
Yeah.
You know? So it kind of felt gross at times.
Yeah.
So I would like to see them give the Goldens a little bit more dignity, more time, more respect. And I don't know. I don't know if that means giving them their own season, like their own, golden Bachelor in Paradise. I don't know if that's what that means. I don't know if that's feasible. Maybe they were struggling to find Goldens who were willing to sign on and do this. Maybe that's what the limiting factor was. I'm not sure, but I do feel like there were so many Goldens who were sent home who
we didn't even get a chance to see anything.
Really totally could have continued their journeys.
Yeah.
and barely got any airtime. And like, you can tell that they wanted to be there. They wanted to be dating and getting to know people, and they just weren't given the opportunity. So it felt like a wasted opportunity.
Yeah, completely.
So, I mean, I'm still glad I got to see more of some of them, more of most of them. But yeah, it could have been better, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And then what do you think for the younger folk?
The younger folk.
Or just everything about the season, you know, the switch up from Mexico to Costa Rica, the different theme song, the competition elements, the money element, all of that stuff. The cinematography.
Yeah.
So many differences.
Yeah. All the camera stuff, that was fine. Doing the slow-mo, all that. I don't have super strong feelings about the song, but yeah, I guess, and I love Costa Rica, so I don't mind the change of location, but yeah, I think there needed to be a more clear, like, plan. Like, I don't know whether that's, like, knowing about the money from the beginning or, like, changing. I don't know. Like, yeah, I didn't mind, like, throwing the money element in there. But yeah, I guess it all felt, especially in the last couple episodes, like, really just, like, fumbled together.
Yeah.
How the money was going to play in.
Yeah.
And, we already, like, talked about this a lot, but just especially that very last, like, decision of how much money they're getting. Just wild.
Yeah.
Of, like, really? Like, this is
how this is being decided?
It would have been so much more fun. Even if maybe, I don't know if I would have wanted the two couples, like, competing against each other in some, like, physical challenge. I like what you suggested better of, like, oh, maybe it's, like, some, I don't know, not maybe like a trivia or like Jeopardy style, like how well do you know your partner, but yeah, something kind of challenging the couple, or like whether it's them working together,
right,
to navigate like several different like challenges, maybe one physical, one mental, one emotional, I don't know, like some type of like a couple's obstacle course where depending how they navigate it, they could get up to the 250.
Right.
And
maybe they could have consulted their relationship therapist to design something.
Right.
And I think I have critiques just about some of the competitions or contests or obstacles or challenges, whatever you want to call them. But I definitely think some of them just fell flat for me. Like the one where they had the opportunity to rendezvous.
Oh, yeah.
And like
they were in that big circle too.
Yeah.
That whole thing didn't work.
No one took the opportunity to rendezvous. No one's going to do that.
No.
So I think, I don't know, that seemed poorly planned. It's like, come on, you think any of these people are going to do, like, no.
Right. Well, and the questions they were asking were not even that, like, they weren't even very good compatibility questions.
Exactly. It's like these questions have no bearing on how well this couple knows. Yeah, it was just like random stuff. It's like, how many times or what's the best time of day to have sex? Like, who cares? You know, like, it doesn't matter. And this isn't going to make someone want to rendezvous with someone else. So it's kind of similar with the kissing competition. I mean, I guess it was like fun to see who was physically attracted to who, or who was, you know, maybe interested. I think it would have been maybe more interesting if they were going to do that sooner. Like if they had done that like the first week when people are just like barely forging connections and like everyone's options are still open. But I think like later in when people are kind of locked in their couples, it's like, what are we doing here?
Right.
So I don't know. I think maybe if you want to do something like that early on just to explore everyone's chemistry with each other, sure. But yeah, I don't know. There were definitely some of the competitions where I'm like, what are we doing here? This isn't exciting. No one's taking the bait. Like Bachelor is trying to, you know, dangle a carrot in front of them and no one's biting, and it just kind of falls flat. Sure. That's how I felt anyway.
Yeah, no, definitely. I completely agree, especially with the rendezvous one where it was like,
yeah.
Okay,
Right.
that didn't work.
Some competitions I liked. I think like the first one, which was,
Oh, was that like where they were?
what was?
Was that the one where they were kind of like asking questions of like, oh, like,
Oh, it was the
would
statement.
this person spend more or less? Or what was it? The statement?
I think it was like they had cardboard cutouts. With like a faceless person. So you don't know who is the person who made all these statements, but you have to give like a red flag or a green flag.
Yes.
I actually thought that one was good.
Yeah, I agree. That was fun. And it was, I mean, yeah, pretty like low stakes, like not super like deep information that they were sharing, but it was like, yeah, kind of like fun, get to know you information that kind of helped like people to maybe like challenge like, oh, this is maybe who I'm initially physically attracted to, but who else is here that maybe based on what they've shared about what they like, who else might I be interested in based on their statements and likes and dislikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there were other, there were some like that, or I think the like backstabbing competition actually like did give some useful information. I think it would have been better if it were truly blind, like if no one else could see how others were voting, that would have been better. But yeah, I liked the ones that actually reveal something important about the relationship. But like, and of course you've got your just basic obstacle courses, like when one of the partners was in the chest of,
yes, walkie-talkie.
And the walkie-talkie, but that one was more about how much the walkie-talkies didn't work.
Yes.
So, I don't know how, the fact that, was it Jonathan and Leia that won that one?
Oh no, they won the like compatibility rendezvous one.
Like like trivia about each other or something.
It was like the one where they were in the big circle.
Oh
and
yeah.
It was like, what time of day do you want to have sex? And
right.
They won that one. But no, the obstacle course, that was, I think Spencer and Jess won that one.
You're right. So yeah, I don't know. So basically, all of this to say, some of the competitions I think were good and enjoyable and added to the show, and some just kind of really fell flat. So it felt experimental.
Yes.
That's definitely how it came off.
Yes.
And I would be open to competitions being included in future seasons, but just hopefully better thought out.
For sure. Yeah, no, definitely didn't feel like season 10 of a show. But I guess that is because they made so many changes. We're taking risks. We're trying to experiment and maybe follow in some of the footsteps of other shows they're competing with now.
Right.
But I think it's also just important to like stay where their roots are, and like, yes, maybe there's things you need to change to just like grow and continue to appeal to the new audiences, but also you don't want to just like try and be another show and like not do it as well.
Yeah, you don't want to just become a knockoff or like a cheap version of another show. So like, don't try and be Love is Blind, because Love is Blind is already Love is Blind. Like, people are watching you because you're something else.
Right. Well, and they have something really special and interesting with, like, now they've had a couple seasons of the golden version of the show. So it's like they have something unique to offer. And I really feel like they had a missed opportunity of really letting their goldens shine more this season. It's like, look, Kathy and Keith made it to the final episode.
Yeah.
And, like, they were so beloved. But it's like, yeah, why couldn't we have had all of them all along acting as, like, mentors and still dating.
Yeah.
With, like, but, yeah, I don't know. Because it's like, maybe even Kathy and Keith could have found somebody that they were interested in, because I think I listen to the Happy Hour podcast sometimes. I don't listen to all the episodes. Like, I have no desire to listen to Sean or Alicia be interviewed on that podcast. But I listen to the ones that I want to, like Alex, and I listened to one of Kathy. And I think she shared something of, like, having an interest in, I think it was CK. Like, CK was somebody early on that she had an interest in.
Yeah.
But they never really had, like, an opportunity
Yeah.
to, like, connect.
Totally.
And, like, maybe he was a little bit shy, and maybe if they would have had more time.
Exactly.
'Cause I think one of them might have done a shot off of the other. And so, yeah, just things like that where it's like, oh,
yeah,
if CK had just stayed the whole time, if all the Goldens could have stayed the whole time and just, like, had these kind of organic moments where they could connect and, it's cool watching you, like, be such a nice support to the younger men. That's really cool to see. Just, they have this asset, and I feel like they really, like, fell down and didn't, like, and yeah, the Goldens are just so fun to watch, and
yeah, totally.
That's something unique The Bachelor has that they could have really shined with, of having the multi-generational paradise.
Yeah, you know what I think would be cool if, like, maybe during cocktail parties, the men and the women, like, meet separately, like the golden men and the younger men could all, like, meet together and discuss, like, what they're thinking and what decisions they have at hand, and, like, Goldens can maybe weigh in or give some advice, and, just having kind of like a debrief or a pre-brief sort of before rose ceremonies, and that way we could see them talk. And same with the golden women, they could, the younger women could ask the golden women to kind of weigh in. What do you think about this? This is my conflict. What should I do? That would have been fun. So I don't know, they could do stuff like that.
Totally. Yeah. And they could like incorporate them into challenges if they're still doing challenges, where it's like maybe the Goldens are hosting some of those challenges.
Yeah.
Maybe they are leading them through some, like, activity, or, like how Leslie was doing. She's a dancer, and she was, like, leading them through that, or I don't know, like, there's just so many possibilities. That's what I wish. I want the Goldens.
That's
there
your wish
forever.
list. Yeah. I think the show needs to consult us for legal reasons and psychological reasons, and just for entertainment purposes.
Yes. Oh, completely.
So you're welcome to bring us on. We're here.
We're available.
And yeah, maybe give Wells a break, because I feel like the man wants to go home.
He seems tired.
I think Wells is tired. Let the man go home. I enjoy him. I enjoy his banter. Don't get me wrong. But I think he's getting close to retirement.
I think so too. He seems done. Hannah's clearly done. She was not in the last
Where was
episode.
she? Yeah.
Where in the world is Hannah Brown?
Goodness. Off with Neil Lane maybe somewhere.
Maybe. I mean, so Hannah is married now, but maybe she had to leave early for her wedding.
That's what I was thinking, is maybe it was wedding related.
Maybe. But no. Well, what a fun season to cover together.
I know. This was so fun. Our first podcast together, and maybe we'll be able to continue this in the future.
Yes.
Maybe we'll hear a crying baby in the background in future episodes.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Little one might be joining us.
Yeah, we'll have a new member of Bachelor Nation, or I don't know, maybe that's really bad. Maybe I should never let my daughter watch the show, but
we'll see if it makes it to her time.
We'll see if it makes it to Bachelor cruise time. You heard about this?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, Scout.
Speaking.
Scout would like no.
Scout has thoughts on the Bachelor cruise.
You want to go on the cruise? I would love to go on that cruise. I don't know where our world and life will be in November 2026.
November 2026. A bunch of people from Bachelor Nation, a bunch of former contestants are getting on this ship and setting sail, and they're going to have, like, cocktail parties on the cruise, and, watch parties of, like, famous episodes or, big notorious scenes. So I think, it sounds fun.
Sounds like a lot of fun. I'm curious, like, this is the time they're choosing to do a cruise? Like, are they hoping this is what's gonna, like, help them financially to keep going? It seems like they're past their prime, and it seems like kind of a strange time to be, organizing a cruise, but
especially over a year from now, who knows what it'll be like then. But
we didn't even have a Bachelorette season this year, so
I know.
I mean, that makes me hopeful for the year ahead.
Yeah.
I do know that they did confirm a Bachelor season for next year.
Okay.
Hopefully they'll confirm a Bachelorette season. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And we've got another Bachelor in we've got a Golden Bachelor season, but I don't know how I feel about watching it.
I will probably tune in.
Just so you can get to know the Golden ladies.
I'm sure the ladies will be a lot of fun.
I hope so. That would really be the only reason, because after the comments this man made, I'm really not interested in his journey. But I'm always eager to meet more of the Golden women.
Definitely. And then bring them to paradise.
Exactly. Well, Morgan, it's been so much fun. It's been such a joy to get together with you every week and do this. So thank you.
Thank you. It's been so fun. Oh, and somebody else is here jumping in for the last moment. You want to say goodbye to Bachelor friends?
Goodbye.
Oh, we'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to Professionals
in Paradise.